All right. So we're going to be using a ball today. And there's one part of the series where I will probably be using, like, you can use your ring if you want to, and just to kind of pull yourself up with that single leg. But besides that, we'll be using the ball a little bit throughout the session. All right, so set your ball off to the side. We're going to start on our back. So come all the way onto your back. Feet will be close to your bottom. Hands will be down by your side. Neck is going to be nice and long. And in this starting position, I want to bring awareness to our feet before we get started, because the lower part of our body is also very much connected to how we walk through life. So while laying on your back, I want you to kind of curl your toes under and kind of rock back onto your heels. So you're just going to kind of curl up onto your feet and onto your heels. It's a subtle movement, and we're just kind of waking up the ankles, waking up the feet, kind of rotating through the ankles, and just see how they feel in this position connected to the rest of your body. From here, let's get connected to our breath. So come into awareness of your neutral spine. Your sacrum is touching. Lumbar is spaced appropriately with our little blueberry space. We have our thoracic spine. And then let's do some chin tucks. So you're just going to kind of tuck your chin, try to flatten that space, and then come back out. And then let's accentuate the chin to where it comes up to the ceiling, and then move it back down. So we're just doing some chin drops and feeling that neck space. Come back to that neutral space. Pull those shoulder blades down into those pockets. Inhale, exhale, pull that belly button back up to your spine, and then relax. We're just becoming acquainted with our Pilates breath in our powerhouse. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Gently move into our pelvic tilt. And this is where we're just going to smush that blueberry space, and then we're going to roll out of it. Try to keep in mind to utilize your abdominal muscles creating this pelvic tilt, and try to not engage your glute muscles as much. This helps us become more aware of our lumbar spine. And when you're sitting, we can get in an awkward posture. So this helps us get engaged with that part of our abdominals. All right, let's go into pelvic rotation. So you're going to pretend like you have that rubber ducky on your pelvis or a marble, and we've been tilting it back to our belly button and then back to our pubic bone. Now we're going to go in a rotation. So you're going to rotate an imaginary ducky or marble to the right hip, bring it back up to the belly button, and then slide it over to the other hip and go back down. So we are trying to use our abdominals to go through this motion, and we are trying to not have our glutes do a whole lot of the work. Do one more rotation, and then we're going to reverse. Inhale, and then exhale. You can just work with your breath work as you go through this motion. Let's do two more. And one side might feel a little bit more coordinated than the other, and that's okay. And last one. Come back to neutral. Check in with those shoulder blades. Pull them back down. Pull your feet a little bit closer to your bottom. Inhale. Exhale as you smush that blueberry, rotating each vertebrae all the way up into bridge. Once you're up at bridge, take a deep breath in. Check in with your abdominals. Lower it 1 inch. And then exhale as you slowly articulate through each vertebrae, all the way down to where your sacrum is touching the bottom. We're going to do 3 more of these. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Just waking up our spine. Becoming aware of which part of our spine is less mobile. Using our abdominals to move through those. Inhale. And exhale. This next bridge, we are going to take away the stability of our arms and have our hands come up to the ceiling. So both hands will come up, palms will face in towards each other. A different trick you can try is you can try to put your hands into fists if you don't want the fingertips towards the ceiling. This might just help engage your arms a little bit more. I kind of like the gentleness of my fingertips up. And then let's retract and protract our shoulders. So arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling, and then they're going to come back down into the shoulder joint. Do that 2 more times. Pay attention to your neck. Pay attention to anywhere else in your body that might be shifting. All right, leave your hands up towards the ceiling, but with your shoulders pressed into the mat, pull in that belly, and we're going to do 3 bridges with our hands up. Coming all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale. And exhale. Keep your hands up towards the ceiling. And from here, we're going to focus on doing a bilateral heel slide. Actually, at first, let's do the bilateral. So we're going to take both heels. So you're going to kind of lift up your toes, and you're going to slide both heels all the way down on your mat. And I'm going to move my ball. So both hands are up, and you're sliding both heels all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, pull both heels back up. You're going to feel that engage. Rest and check in with your lower spine. Make sure that your lower back doesn't have too much tension. Engage and slide both heels down. And come back up. Do 1 more. Okay. And from here, I normally do hundreds in a tabletop, but we're going to do hundreds in more of the traditional Joe Pilates advanced stage. So I'm going to get you into that pose. And if for any reason you don't like it, you can always come back to the tabletop position. So we're going to slide our heels down. Heels are all the way down. You're going to curl up. Gaze is going to come down to your belly. Hands are going to point down towards the mat. And now you're going to start, you can lift your legs up off of the mat and you can start pumping. So you do want your heels a little bit closer to the mat. And it's all about curling up right here. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Okay, and then let's drop our legs down, and we're going to curl all the way down. Head's going to come down to the mat. We're going to get back into the hundreds pose, but from kind of the traditional way. I just wanted you to feel how that felt coming from this position where your legs are down. So bring your feet back up to the mat. Legs are going to come into tabletop. And then you're going to curl up and then extend your legs. And then lower them down to where you had it. It's almost harder. It's almost easier to come from that laying down position. Just do 2 more reps. 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring your legs in and curl your head all the way in. I find it's easier to kind of come from the down position up, from the up position to down. Okay, so grab onto your legs. We're going to come up into a seated position. We're going to start with our roll up prep. So grab both of your legs here, sit up nice and tall, and crown to the ceiling. And from here, you're going to engage your abdominals. You're going to curl in. You're going to kind of tuck that pelvis. You're going to roll down and then stack back up tall. Exhale, roll down, stack back up tall. And then meet me back up at the top. And from here, we're going to do one leg prep roll down. So you're going to just lift right here. So you're going to just kind of pull this leg up. And you're going to do that same thing where you roll down, come back up, foot will go down. Lift your leg, roll down, and then sit back up tall. One more. Sit back up top, foot down. And let's switch to the other leg. Lift that leg, roll down, stack back up tall, roll down, stack up tall, foot down. Sorry, forgot that on the last one. Lift up, and then roll down, and then stack up tall. Now let's move into our full roll up. So leg will extend all the way out, feet will be flexed, and if that's too much for you, you can always keep your legs bent. Arms are going to come out in front of you, stack up nice and tall, and then exhale as you slowly start to articulate each vertebrae all the way down, coming all the way down onto your back. Hands will come up by your ears. Inhale, and then exhale. Pull each vertebrae up all the way. I have a strap here, so I'm going to utilize it. Let's come up. And you can even scoop around. Exhale, come up to a seated position. Let's do two more. Get a nice full round articulation of the spine, scooping of the abdominals as you pull them up. And then meet me on your back for single leg circles. Once you're down, your hands will come down to your side. You can, let's take the leg closest to the camera. So your other leg, you're going to have a flexed foot. You're going to bring this leg up, kind of not to a 90 degree, more of a 45. Point that toe, drape that leg across your body, drawing a circle with your toe. And it's not about speed or size of the circle, it's more about symmetry of the circle. Keep breathing. Make sure that neck is nice and relaxed. Using your abs to help engage the movement. Meet me at the top and reverse the circle. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that knee in towards you. And this is where you can use your ring if you need to, but let's try to do the monkey walk up on our leg. So you're going to extend this leg up. You're going to hold on to the back of it. You're going to curl up, and you're going to try to walk all the way up to the ankle, coming up to a seated position. Yep, and it takes some strength to pull up. And once you're here, we can hold on to the ankle, bringing it all the way down as we bow down towards our knee. And you can even bend your elbows a little bit. Keep your other leg anchored as we lift that leg. And then slowly monkey walk our hands, curling down with grace all the way down. Let's do that 2 more times. So you can bend your knee in towards you if you need to for a quick little break, and then extend, hold on to the back, and you're trying to not use as much momentum to get up, but you know, you do what you can. Coming all the way down, bowing into that leg, keeping the other leg anchored, pull that leg back up, and then monkey walk all the way down. Good. Bend that knee in. Exhale it all the way out. And then try to monkey walk up, bringing that leg down, bowing down towards your leg, coming back up, and meeting me back, laying down onto the mat. Bend that knee in and switch legs. So bring the opposite knee in. I'm sorry. No, we're going to do single leg stretch. So arms come down, or single leg circles. Arms come down, leg comes out, pointed to a stretch. Nice pointy toe. Drape that leg across your body, moving into single leg circles. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping your circles symmetrical. Symmetry over size or quickness. One more. Meet me up at the top and reverse that circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bring that knee in. All right, we're going to curl up, straighten that leg, hold on to it, and you're supposed to really gracefully engage your abs to walk up to the leg. I have to use a little bit of momentum to get up there, and that's okay. Coming all the way up, dropping this leg down, gaze is coming down towards your knees, bowing down, elbows are wide, abdomen scooped in. Inhale. Exhale, lift that leg, and then slowly walk all the way down. Bend that knee in, extend out. Exhale to come up. And bow down towards that knee. That's like such a good stretch. And coming all the way down. Last one. And let's meet while we're sitting up. So we're going to bend both knees in towards us and bring your ball with you. We're going to do a roll like a ball with our ball. So our ball is going to be placed between our legs. We're going to kind of squeeze our ball in between our legs. So it's pressed between your femurs and then your thighs. Or I'm sorry, your thighs and your calves. And it's in between your legs. And just to get started, we're going to squeeze the ball in between our legs. We're holding onto our shins. Our spine is in a C curve. And from here, we're just going to kind of tap our toes down and then pull them back up while squeezing the ball. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. And then come back to a nice seated position as we prepare for the full roll like a ball. So come back up. Soles are planted and glued together, holding onto our shins. And then you're going to C-curve, roll back, and then come back up. Good. Try to not have your feet touch if you can. The slower you go, the better. The ball keeps us honest in our form. And then meet me back up, seated all the way up. We're going to keep the ball squeezing in between our legs. Keep those feet lifted. Keep that C curve. Now the hard part's going to be letting go of our legs and having mummy arms out in front of you. There you go. Now toe taps. You're going to tap down with your feet and then come back up. There you go. There's some abs I haven't felt in a while. Do two more. 1, 2. Beautiful. Put your feet all the way down. Grab the ball out. Just do like kind of a nice little diamond stretch. Keep the ball with you. We're going to move into spine stretch. So legs will be open, about as wide as your mat. Not too wide, but enough to keep the ball between your legs. Feet will be nice and flexed. Now, it's more about your spine not being compromised, because if I have tight hamstrings and I'm unable to sit up, it's more important to bend your knees to sit up nice and tall to perform spine stretch. So with the ball in between your legs, you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly C-curve your spine, hollowing your belly out towards your spine. As you roll the ball down, gaze comes to your knees, arms are stretched out. Inhale, exhale, and kind of cat paw the ball back to your knees, sitting up nice and tall. We'll do this 3 more times. Just work with your breath. Exhale. And then cat paw the ball back up. Exhale. Really pull that spine. Focus on getting that mobility in that spine. And now that we're sitting up, this next part is I want you to look at your hip joints. And I want you to pull, I'm going to pull the hip joint closest to the camera back. So I'm just going to slide that heel back and then slide it back forward. So this is a very subtle motion of just pulling back and then pulling forward. And what this is doing is just getting us in touch with our hips and what muscles we're using to kind of engage those hips. It's like a hip check. All right, let's set our ball off to the side as we prepare for open leg rocker. So open leg rocker prep, you're going to come into the seated position. You're going to kind of go into that pre-roll like a ball. I like to hold on to the backs of my knees. And you're going to lift both legs up. And we're going to extend one leg. Bring that foot back down to meet the other foot. And then extend the other leg. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite leg. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do both legs. Then bring them back in. Sit up nice and tall. Now that we're in this V, you can let go with your hands and then come back in. And then come back. It's almost like a teaser at this point, but it's wide leg. And then if you feel like you're strong enough to rock back, you can rock back, but hold on to your ankles. So come out, grab up, and then you can rock. Coming back up. All right, meet me back down onto the mat. Grab your ball. We're going to come onto our backs with our ball. And we're going to place the ball underneath our sacrum. So with your feet planted firmly on the mat, lift your bottom up and put the ball safely on your lower back. Or I'm sorry, on your sacrum. You do not want it on your lower back. You want this to feel, you should not have any pain. If you have any pain whatsoever, just gently come off the ball. Both legs are going to come up into tabletop, and we're going to extend those out straight. From here, we're going to move into scissors. So we're going to drop one leg down and then switch them. Exhaling as we drop each foot. And your body should be a little shaky because you're working on stabilizing. Let's do 3 more kicks. 2. And then 3. Bring your knees in. Drop your feet down. Lift your bottom up. And then articulate your spine all the way down as you come back onto your back. Set your ball off to the side. Grab your legs. Come all the way up to a seated position. And we're going to move into saw. So legs will be a little bit wider than the mat, and knees will be bent. You can always sit on something. The elevation of the sit bones will really help with this motion. So it's important, like I have tight hamstrings today, it's good to keep those knees bent. Arms will open, heart wide, accepting the world. You're going to rotate. You can saw down the middle of your legs. Pinky saws down, gaze is at that backhand. Stacking the spine back up. Inhaling, exhale. All the way down. Slide back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to go to the outsides of the feet. So it's more the rotation of the spine and getting those abs engaged, stretching those hamstrings. It's almost like full torsion of the cervical spine in conjunction with the hips, making sure the hips don't move. Even out on this one. And we're going to do one more series within saw. So typically when you're on your reformer, you will have a dowel that you hold on to. So we're going to have an imaginary dowel, and you're going to hold on to it with both hands, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate towards that leg. We're going to come through with that dowel and really curl through with our spine. And then you're going to almost like a rolling pin, roll, imaginary roll up that leg. Great. Come back to center. Rotate over the other leg. And what I'm doing is I'm having you engage your arms by pretending like you're holding on to that dowel. You're going to come down to your leg, C curve spine over, and then really roll that rolling pin all the way up your leg. center. We'll do 2 more sets. Rotate to the other leg, keep those feet flexed, come down, roll up. All right, one more on each side. Down. And it's really accentuating the motion of the spine. Okay, meet me in the center. Pull your legs together, and we're going to flip over onto our belly for swan prep. So come all the way onto your belly. And we're going to become engaged with our core. So hands will be down by your shoulders. Elbows are going to be pulled in tight to your body. Neck is nice and long. Focus on your pubic bone being pressed into the mat, and then the tops of the feet being pressed into the mat. Inhale, and then exhale. Pull that belly. You're not going to pull it all the way up off the mat, but you're going to engage your abs as though you are. From here, gently pull your gaze up to about the top of your mat, and then come back down. We're just warming up the spine for some extension. Come all the way down, and from here, your hands are going to kind of come into, you're going to make a triangle with your hands in front of you, and your arms are going to be in a diamond shape. And you're going to have your chest lifted up off of the mat. Your abs are going to be engaged, and your gaze is going to be down at your thumbs because I don't want to crease in the back of your neck. From here, we're just going to kind of do some single leg lifts. So it's not kicks, but we're going to just lift a straight leg up behind us and then set it back down. Lift the other leg and then come back down. Lift. And you might feel that one hip flexor may be tighter than the other. Keep your legs hip width apart so you don't have any lower back compression. All right, now we'll come up onto our elbows. Hands will be parallel to each other. Keep that belly engaged, moving into single leg kicks. So you're going to flex that foot and you're going to kick your butt twice. Bump, bump, and then come back down. Bring that foot towards you. Bump, bump. Come back down. Bump. One more set. Last one. Bump, bump. Down. Bump, bump. Down. Beautiful. Let's push ourselves up into child's pose. So you're going to sit back onto your feet. Arms will come out in front of you. You can do a tall child's pose if you need to for vertigo reasons. But if you want to come all the way down, breathe into that space, breathe into that lower back. And then meet me back onto our hands and knees. From here, we're going to try to do a knee lift. And oftentimes when you're on the reformer, you can do the knee series where you are on the reformer moving back and forth. On the mat, the best way to mimic this is to have your toes, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but my toes are curled under and my hands are right underneath my shoulders. And from here, you're just going to lift your knees up off of the table and hold 1, 2, 3, and then come back down. And really focus on where your shoulders are. So if you're pushed up like this, try to sink down into your arms a little bit. It's going to make it harder. Engage your abs, pull them all the way up, and then lift your knees. And then come back down. We'll do one more. Inhale, exhale. And then come all the way back down. Lovely. While we're here, let's just do my favorite calf stretch. So your foot will extend, it'll be on the floor, and you're just going to drop through that heel. You can kind of roll through your toes. I think it's good to bend your toes underneath and get that motion too. I feel like a lot of people don't stretch the tops of their feet enough. And you can bend your knee and kind of rotate it, get into that quad, whichever way you need to. All right, let's switch legs. The toe. And what this is mimicking on the reformer is a heel drop. I mean, I guess we could try to do it with both legs, but I feel like you're going to get a better stretch like with this. This also kind of mimics running on the reformer as well. All right, bring that knee back down and meet me on your side for side laying leg series. You can bring your ball if you like, if you want to lay on your ball. So I'm just going to move that. And then, perfect. You can lay on your arm. I'm going to kind of keep my arm stretched out. Hips are going to be on top of each other. Legs are going to be straight and hinged forward slightly. You're going to pull up on your belly here, almost like you're going to try to create a mouse house hole. It won't happen, but that's the goal. Hand can be down here in the front or up on your hips. This adds a little bit more stability. Lift your leg up to hip height, flex your foot, kick forward, and then point back. And we're all about keeping hip stability. Yep, and keep your breath with this. And then come over your other leg, point that toe, and we're going to do tiny teacup circles. So we're just drawing a really teeny tiny circle about the size of a teacup saucer. Engaging our abs. And then reverse that circle. And then flex that foot. We're going to bat for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Externally rotate that foot. Drop your toe to your leg as we draw up. Kick. And then slowly, with resistance, moving our leg through that space. Draw up. It's the coming down part that is the work. If you act like you're moving through like water or peanut butter or sand, because that's where you're really going to be engaging those inner thighs. And those inner thighs are what really helps with our posture and our pelvic floor health. And it works its way up all the way through our body, but a lot of how we're training those inner thighs works with our posture. Simply put. Last one. All the way up, down, and then let's put our legs together. And from here, we're going to try to lift both legs up off of the mat. So you're going to kind of glue your legs together and lift them, and then come back down. One. Great. Bend those knees. Keep those feet glued. We're going to move into clams. So you're going to put your feet a little bit back behind your bottom. And we're just going to open and close. And this is great for any back repair, back pain. Just turning on certain parts of our glutes, and just know that actually sitting down and doing this exercise and making the time for it is hard, but it's so good for your whole body. Last one. All right. So push yourself up and meet me back onto your other side. Same thing, opposite side. So come all the way down on your side. You can have the ball underneath your head. You can be raised up if you want. This is what works for me today. Hinge your legs forward. Hand will be down by your side. Pulling up on your belly. Lift your leg. Flex your foot. Kick forward. And then point your toe back. And just pay attention to those stacked hips. Keeping this lifted the whole time. Keeping the bottom leg anchored. And breathing. So much going on at the same time. All right, leg comes over and then point that toe. We're going to do tiny teacup circles, keeping those abs turned on. And then reverse your circles. And then flex that foot and roll back for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Externally rotate that foot. Put your leg up onto your leg. Draw it all the way up. Extend it all the way out. And then slowly close. We'll do 4 of these. Keep breathing, neck nice and long. Come all the way down. Glue those legs together. Glue the inner parts of your feet together, and then we'll lift both legs. Keep those abs engaged. Try to keep the feet glued, ankles glued too, knees glued, everything glued together. Yeah, it makes it harder. All right, and then from here, let's bend our feet and position your heels a little bit closer to your bottom. And then just moving into clams, rotating the knee up towards the ceiling, keeping your abs turned on, and it's just the rotation of the leg. And that's what's going to turn on those glutes and help those fire. All right, last one. All right, from here, we're going to move onto our backs, but bring your ball. So we're going to do teaser with the ball. Sounds like fun, right? So we're going to be placing the ball in between our legs with our ball. We're going to place the ball in between our ankles. And from here, we're going to try to put our legs up into our 90. And I'm going to do more of a scoop because I know that I am not at the stage where I can just fold into that V. But if you can, please do so. But I want you to use the ball as something to hold on to help focus to pull up into that V. I know we usually start teaser sitting up, but let's try it from this angle. So take a nice big inhale, exhale, and try to see if you can pull up. Good. Oh. And then fold back down, arms coming all the way down. Stretching around and then come back up. Oh. And having the ball there is almost like a distraction, and I think it helps make it a little bit easier. If you can do one more, try one more, and then come all the way down. Grab your ball. As we move onto our sides, we're going to sit up into our mermaid. So you can mirror me on the camera if that's easier for you. And we're going to use the ball for our mermaid. All right. So hips, we're trying to level out. Shoulder blades are pulled down. Neck is nice and long. Arm comes up, but then we slide our shoulder down. And we want to try, when we're even arching over, we want to try to keep the shoulder down. Inhale. Exhale. As you roll onto your wrist, armpit is up, gaze is kind of up slightly, and then come back up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as you roll back up. And exhale. Come back up. Leave the ball there as we windmill over. Hand comes down onto the mat. Bend the elbow as you gaze up towards the ceiling, opening that armpit, dropping that hip to get that nice stretch. Breathe into that hip. It's more about this side body right here, opening up. And rotate over. Let's do one more on each side. So come back up, drop that shoulder down. Arch over this way 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Bring or leave the ball there. Windmill your arms over. Bend that elbow. Gaze comes up. Getting that nice side body stretch. Exhale. All right. Switch your legs over this other direction. Make sure that your leg is nice and straight. Your tibia is nice and straight. This back leg is back. If you have knee pain, you can always just leave this leg stretched out. All right, hand is up, shoulders are down, hips are as level as we can make them. And then you're kind of just rolling onto your wrist. And funny, this side is more open on me today. Just breathe through it. And then leave the ball as you windmill over, bending that elbow. Gaze is up towards the ceiling as you open that armpit, and you're opening up this whole side body, getting a nice stretch between that hip and that shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, come back over. Wrist will go onto your ball. Last set. So we'll arch over this way 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Come back up. Leave your ball. Hand comes to the mat. Bend your elbow. Gaze comes up. And all the way down. Leave your ball off to the side. Swing your other leg around in front. And let's just sit here for just a moment. Check in with your body. I'd like you to gently just close your eyes. Drop your ear to your shoulder. A nice neck stretch. Drop your ear to your opposite shoulder. You can roll your shoulders. And then I'd like you to take in a nice big deep breath. And I'd like you to place your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly. Keep your eyes closed. Take in a nice big deep breath. Blow it all the way out. As you have your hands on your belly, I got new cards, so I'm going to pick a new card. Ooh, this one's good. This one says, I release all criticism. I only give out that which I wish to receive in return. My love and acceptance of other is to mirror into me and in every movement. I release all criticism. I only give out that which I wish to receive in return. My love and acceptance of others is mirrored to me in every moment. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for today. I so appreciate it. And then I'll unmute you now that I stopped my recording. Oh, are you unmuted? Hi. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, there you are. How you doing? Good. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, you too. I think I'm just going to garden. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, go have fun. All right, bye-bye.